For this particular lesson, you are going to learn how to create online forms. There's another term for that. They call it as web forms. This is where that the user can actually fill up their information. In case some information is required from the user, so these forms can be used to extract the data from the user. The user will fill up the form. So how to create this particular form? You need to use the form tag. Form. Remember, whatever that you open, you need to close. Finish. So it is very important to give a name for the form. You cannot just leave it blank. The form should have a purpose. So give a name for it. Let's say this particular form is for the customer to key in their personal information. What I will do is, I will go to the tag, the form tag, the opening form tag, give it a space, and I put the name attribute or property. Now, here I put double quotes, and then I create a name for this form. It can be any name, it's up to you. But make sure it is reasonable, meaning it reflects what the form is for. So in this case, I'm going to name it as personal. FRM. FRM meaning form. Or if you don't like it, you can put it as full term. Personal form. Now, the first thing is, I have to ask for their name. I'll start with a paragraph. I'll close the paragraph. I get ready this first. Then what I do is, I go in between and I put in the label. In this case, I need the name of the person, so I put it as name. Colon. I'm doing this, I'm putting the label so that the user will know, oh, I need to put a name here. Now, there's a very special tag for this. It's called the input tag. So you put input tag. Close it this way. This is the required tag. Okay, input. This is how it is closed. Inside this particular tag, you can create a type. Because it is, we are going to type the name, our name, right? The user's name. So the best type is a text box. So you just type it as text. Give it a name. So every single element that you create should have a name. So put a name here. So what is the proper name for this? Maybe we can put it as user name. Simple as that. Okay. So now if I save this, I refresh, I'll get this. This is a text box. Okay, this is a text box. If I remove this particular label, if I remove this and I save and I refresh, the text box will be there, but there is no label. If there's no label, the user will not know what to key in. Okay, so that's why we need to have a label. Save and refresh. Now, sometimes our names are very long. Okay, it's very long. Let's say I type a name here. Okay, type. It's very long. Okay, so you can see the words moving inside the text box. It is not nice. By right, it should be viewable from the beginning up to the end. What you can do is, you can adjust the size of this particular text box. What you can do is, you can put size. You can put as maybe for a name, maybe you can put it as 40. Not pixels, it's 40 characters. So don't put px. Okay, for this one, no px. It's 40 characters. Characters meaning letters. So save this and refresh. Can you see? It is a bit longer. So it can actually fit 40 characters. But usually, even though you put it as 40 characters, sometimes you don't want it to fully fill the letters that you have. You don't want it to be fully filled up to the end. You want some space. You want some gap here. Alright. So even though the size of the box is 40 characters, I want them to type only up to certain level. So usually what we will do is, we put a maximum length. Meaning, even though the size is long, up to which character that you can type. So let's say if my size is 40, I put it as maybe 30. Save. And I refresh. Now, if you see here, if I go on typing, it will stop up to 30 characters. I cannot type anymore. It stops here, 30 characters. So it is viewable. You can view the whole thing in one view. So this is text box. Sometimes you want to add some hints, okay, some clue. So what you can do is, you can put a place holder. Something to tell the user, okay, look here, please type your name in this text box. So you can put a hint, type name here. Example. So if I refresh, I can see the hint. But when I place the cursor inside the text box and start typing, the hint goes away. If I remove my word, it comes back. This is a hint for the user. If this is a compulsory field meaning a text box that you need to fill up. If you did not fill up, there will be an error message. What you can do is, you can put here required at the end. Just one word, required. That means, if you did not fill this particular text box, it won't work. The form data will not be submitted. Let's do another one. Let's say I want to ask for a password. Okay, a password. I'll copy this and paste here. And I put it as password. Save and refresh. So I'll get password. Okay, so certain things I want to remove. Okay, because you know placeholder already, right? So I want to remove this. Okay, required also I remove. Okay, now password. Password is usually very short. You don't need to have like 40 characters long. So what I do is, I make the text box shorter. Maybe I can put it as 20 characters long. But I can only type up to maybe 15 characters. Save this and refresh. So I get a shorter text box. I can only type up to 15 characters, no longer than that. But weird, if you look at passwords, by right you shouldn't show the letters, right? Like, for example, Ali's password is Ali123. You shouldn't see the password. It's supposed to be like ... or ****. Very simple. Can you see the type? Okay, don't use text. If you use text, you can see. So what you can do is, because this is a very special text box, you put it as password. That is the key. That is the type. So save and refresh. So now, if I type anything here, it'll be dots. So you can't really see the letters. It will be hidden. Now, next thing that you need is, you need buttons. Because after you have filled up the form, you need to submit. You need to click on a button to submit. There's two important buttons. One is, it is the same thing. You need to use the input tag. Let me put the paragraph as well. Input. Close it before I forget. Okay. So inside, I can put type submit. That is the button type. Submit meaning it will be submitted to the server. Give it a name. Give the button a name. Okay, in our previous password text box, change the name. Okay, user password. Please do not use the same name. Make sure it is different. So here for the button, I'm putting it as submit button. BTN is button. Up to you what name you want to use. And then we have value. Okay, let's remove value first and see what happens. Save and refresh. You have a button. Automatically, the word submit will be there because it is a submit button. What if you don't want this word? You want another word? Very simple. Put in value. Maybe you want to put a different word. You put send now. Okay. Save and refresh. So whatever that you put in your value element, okay, this particular property, it will be on your button. It will be stated on your button. So this is one button, which is the submit button. There's actually another button as well. That is the reset button. So let me show you how it looks like. It is almost the same. So I'm just going to copy and paste. But the type is different. The type is reset. So I'm going to change the name as well, reset. And this one, the value, I'm going to put it as clear. Clear the form. Okay. So from this particular statement, you should know already, this particular button will empty the data from the form. Save and refresh. If let's say I have typed something here, if I click on the clear button, on the reset button, all my data will be gone. It is as though I'm having a new form. Alright? So this is how you create a form with two text boxes and two buttons.